SQL Server 2019 includes a couple of enhancements to always-on availability groups. Availability groups is the feature that allows multiple servers to work together as a cluster to balance database workloads and helps to ensure that resources remain available even if one machine in the cluster goes offline. The first improvement to this technology is an increase to the limit for synchronous replica pairs that can be included in an availability group. In SQL Server 2017, there was a limit of 3 of these replicas, but now in 2019, you can have up to 5. This includes the 1 primary replica and up to 4 secondary replicas. Automatic failover is still enabled across all of the machines in the availability group. The next improvement has a fairly long name. It's called Secondary to Primary Replica Read-Write Connection Redirection for Always-On Availability Groups. This improvement allows users that attempt to connect to a secondary replica in the availability group to be automatically rerouted to the primary replica, without the need for a separate listener service to help direct the traffic. This is useful when the availability group is built on a cluster technology that doesn't support listeners, or when network configurations are complex and involve multiple subnets in the cloud or using floating IP addresses. This automatic routing is also helpful after a failover, where the old primary machine that users used to connect to becomes the new secondary. Users can still attempt to connect to the same machine, but the secondary to primary replica read-write connection redirection will step in and send the user to the new machine that's assumed the role of the primary replica. Finally, always-on availability groups are now able to be configured using Docker containers. These containers must be managed in a Kubernetes cluster, which manages the orchestration of a stateful set of pods that contain the SQL Server availability group. So, taken together, these 3 enhancements to always-on availability groups make them easier to deploy and will allow more users to take advantage of SQL Server's high availability solution.